guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is on Trisha Paytas again, Tana Mojo exposing Austin McRoom for cheating on his wife and more. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, let's get into it. So Trisha Paytas posted a new video which she did not monetize because it was on a darker topic. In this video, she acknowledged the fact that yes, she would make Jewish and Tourette's jokes at Ethan, and when Ethan told her he was uncomfortable with them, she stopped making these jokes. She defended herself by saying that those were just banter and that was just their kind of relationship. But then she starts complaining about how Ethan made weird jokes about her and he would bring up her SA for entertainment purposes and even in front of her mother once, which she was definitely not okay with. Trisha does acknowledge that while she has done many things wrong in this podcast, it's just the things that Ethan would joke about are still not okay. People in the comments of the last Frenemies episode were talking about how Trisha was in a bad mood from the beginning of the episode. Trisha actually agrees with that and says that her bad mood was partially in response to Ethan sexualizing her skincare line and just sexualizing her in general, which she doesn't like anymore at this point in her life. And then Trisha moves on to talk about how people were like, oh, Trisha was probably triggered because they were talking about Gabby in the episode. But Trisha says that she wasn't triggered by Gabby specifically, but mostly by Ethan, who kept asking Trisha whether or not she actually had herpes, which made her very uncomfortable. So yes, she does think that maybe she did self-sabotage to an extent due to a variety of reasons that were bothering her. But she just now knows that it does not feel comfortable ever going back on that set again with all of the negativity on that set with the crew and stuff, which is fine because apparently Ethan is possibly replacing Trisha with, wait for it, Whitney Cummings, which we'll get into in a sec, but first let's talk about Ethan's response to Trisha's video. Ethan tweeted, "I know y'all want me to talk about Trisha, but this whole thing is extremely upsetting and disturbing. I'm still processing it. This is a person who I considered one of my closest friends a week ago who is now making videos accusing me of sexually harassing her. It's too much." Honestly, that's actually very true. Like, how was everything okay 1 week ago? It just goes to show how people just can't be trusted, not even your closest friends. Trisha said I was sexualizing her in the workplace, which is the textbook definition of sexual harassment. Trisha replies saying, "My video today is not monetized. I included a trigger warning because I'm talking about super sensitive topics. I'm not sure if twisting everything I say this week is intentional to drive more hate my way or not, but it's disheartening. Starting with me wanting to fire the crew to now accusations of sexual harassment when it's me talking about my sexual health/history. I assure you, Ethan did not watch my video, inciting more unwarranted hate towards me. I don't even know what to do at this point. I take responsibility for wrongs that I did on the show, but I'm also allowed to speak on what made me uncomfortable regarding my sexual history/health." And now on to the Whitney Cummings thing. People were thinking that Whitney Cummings is going to be replacing Trisha on Frenemies, which honestly sounds like it would be such a perfect match, but it was all because of these recent stories by Whitney Cummings on Instagram. It just kind of looks like the Frenemies set. She's wearing pink. There's like the division of pink and black. And she also posted the second story, which made it so much worse, saying behind the scenes nonsense of the making of the top secret announcement, which totally could make it sound like she was visiting Frenemies. However, Whitney just appears to be shooting at a photo studio with a similar pink and black backdrop used on Frenemies. In response to one user saying, H3, the concept for the show Frenemies is too good to throw away. I will still watch it if you get a new host. At Oliver Tree at Whitney Cummings. Whitney said, in. Another user said, if Whitney Cummings goes on Frenemies, I'll literally stop watching all H3, even if I like H3 After Dark the best. Whitney responds to being like, thanks. Moving on, Jeff Wittick talked about Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein's departure from Frenemies in his newest podcast episode.
Yeah, our favorite podcast. It fell apart. What a surprise. Frenemies is done, bro.
Really?
They're done.
What?
He was devastated.
They fucking...
I never watched them, by the way.
It was a good show. I understand why people liked watching it while it lasted.
He actually said that he could tell that their relationship was toxic from the start. And then he goes on to, for some reason, say that they were toxic because they were making fun of people. But I don't think they were necessarily making fun of people. It was more just like commentating on them, maybe in a slightly comedic way. But yeah, I don't think they were making fun of people on Frenemies.
I saw from day one that that was a toxic relationship and it was not going to end well, and who'd have thought it would have ended over money. There's a lot of stress that goes into making those types of videos. When you make fun of somebody and you're not just making, like, Cody Code does it lightheartedly, he roasts people, he make the same stereotypical jokes that everybody makes. Like, I do that with the barbershop.
Moving on, apparently Tana Mongeau needs her weekly dose of clout because she's been all over the internet talking about how she caught Austin McBroom cheating on his wife a while back. Here's the TikTok she made.
One time Austin McBroom was cheating on Catherine, and the girl he was cheating on her with left a lipstick in his car, and I'm sitting in the car with Jake and we get a call from Catherine, and it's Austin bawling his eyes out and Catherine absolutely screaming, holding this lipstick inside of their car, and she's screaming and she's like, "It's the lipstick, Tana's. Austin says the lipstick's Tana's, blah blah blah." Austin's bawling. My dumbass thinks that the right thing to do at the time is save the kids, save the kids. So I lie to Catherine. I'm like, "This is my lipstick." It wasn't my lipstick, Catherine. I'm really sorry. But we Team Bryce out here on God, so. Another time, Austin hired 4 of my friends as his nannies, and when Catherine would leave, he would sleep with all of them, and then told her that they were all his nannies, and it was a fake nanny company. And I just, so when you ask me why I'm Team Bryce, it's kind of like picking a lesser of 2 evils, you know?
She also tweeted about it multiple times for some reason, saying the exact same story, saying, "One time Austin McBroom was cheating on Catherine with a random and she left a lipstick in his car. Then I was sitting with Jake in the car and he gets a FaceTime. It's from Austin crying and Catherine yelling, 'Is this Tana's lipstick?' Austin says it is. It wasn't, but I lied for the sake of the children and I said it was. Happy fight day, Team Bryce, on God." And for some reason, Tana is selling Team Bryce shirts. Like, this is insane. Why is she selling Team Bryce shirts? But it's just so ironic that she says she lied for the sake of the children at the time, only to now expose Austin on multiple platforms. Like, does she suddenly decide that the children don't need to have their parents together? Like, what's going on? She also went on to say, Austin also hired 4 of my friends as nannies and masseuses so he could hook up with them when wifey ain't home. Man started a fake nanny company to cheat, LMAO. Austin replied to Tana's accusation, saying, "To the biggest clout chaser of them all. And it was actually Erica Costell's lipstick dummy. I was taking Jake and her back to Jake's house. This lame ass lie ain't gonna save the attention that your little boyfriend Bryce is about to get for his ass whooping." By the way, sidetrack, what did you guys think about the Austin and Bryce fight? Comment down below. Erica herself also corroborated Austin's story by tweeting, "It was actually a lip liner. Can I get that back?" You know what's also ironic is that at the time, apparently Tana and Jake were together, but why was Erica also with Jake? Questions. Here's Tana's reaction to Bryce Hall getting knocked out, by the way.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh.
Okay, we get it. You're pissed. Can you stop swearing? Editing this is becoming a nightmare.
Catherine getting a Birkin after this. Eesh.
Oh my
Oof,
god.
oof, 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 eesh,
Oh,
oof,
that's it.
oof,
Oh my god, it's over. It's over.
Did Austin McBroom win?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. All right, guys, Team Bryce shirts are no longer on sale, so to everybody who got them,
Oh my god, they're gonna be
so
like a
much.
novelty piece.
Fuck. FML, SMH. Shit. I'm kidding. I'm not switching teams. I still love Bryce. Austin's still a cheater and a bad person, but shit.
Also, I'm pretty sure this is the girl that Tana had beef with a couple of months ago and like made a story time on, remember? Like, it was something about her best friend sleeping with her boyfriend or something, or just her buddy. I don't remember, but that was her, I think. That looks like her. I follow her on TikTok. She's actually pretty funny.
I feel like this is
Why are you gonna do me like this?
But then there's this other girl who's saying Austin allegedly contacted her asking her to collab, then took her to a home in Malibu, and he apparently told her that his relationship with Catherine is only for publicity.
Anyway, so a couple months ago, I get a DM from him on Instagram asking me if he could send me stuff from his clothing brand, and I was like, of course. Like, I knew who he was. Like, I had never talked to a celebrity. Like, I was pretty new to doing like collabs and stuff at the time. So I was like, oh my gosh, he really just messaged me. Like, I was just like stoked. So here was our conversation on Instagram. I mean, it was just typical like collab DM. I did find it a little weird and unnecessary that he needed to text me afterwards. So we text, he asks me if I'm going to be in LA anytime soon, and I'm like, yeah, I can be in LA if it means you personally hand me the package, of course.
Yeah, maybe that was a bad idea.
So I go to LA by myself. So I get to LA, I'm staying in a hotel completely by myself.
Oh man, it's only getting worse.
We're texting a little bit throughout the day, like, you know, kind of like seeing what I'm like, I keep asking what the plans are later and like what exactly we're doing, and he kind of just keeps beating around the bush and not being direct and just kind of vague, which really bothers me. I'm like the type to like want to know what we're doing. And so like we were supposed to meet at like 6, then it got pushed to 7, then 8, and then I text him at 9 like, okay, what is the deal?
Oh my god, abort mission now.
Like I was like, why are we meeting so late? You know? When he said spot in Malibu, I was like, what does that even mean? Spot? Like restaurant? Like what? You know? But anyways, he picks me up in the blue Rolls Royce that everyone knows. So I'm like, okay, so it shouldn't be anything fishy. Like he's not trying to be sneaky about it, whatever. And then where do we pull up? To a house in Malibu. And I was like, oh my god.
Not sure how I feel about that, but I'm 100% sure of that last publicity bit. In other news, I'm sure you've heard about Deji losing his match. He tweeted saying, I'm sorry, I'm a failure. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Like, oh, he seems so sad. KSI replies saying, no, you're not, Deji. You got in that ring. That's more than what many could ever do. Ultimately, you're an entertaining YouTuber, boxing or not. So don't worry about this for real, bro. Also, I'm like so behind on my UK YouTuber tea, but didn't these two like hate each other? But then again, last time I heard about these two people was like 2 years ago when they were fighting Jake and Logan. So yeah, don't expect me to be up to date. Deji also posted a video saying he'll be taking a break from YouTube.
Obviously, with my fight, unfortunately, I took an L. I want to say congrats to Vinny Hacker. Congrats to everybody who took part in the event. Like, boxing is tough.
He says his stamina failed him again. He is very well aware of that. He knows he needs to take a break from social media and work on himself as well as his cardio because he does want to box again.
And don't worry about me. I am all good. As you can see, I'm more cheerful. I'm happy. This isn't a facade. I'm living life. All right. I needed this. This is something that's just gonna ultimately help me.
He says he needed this to happen because it somewhat humbled him. Wait, didn't he get humbled the first time around? Okay, sorry, didn't mean to kick a guy when he's down, but moving on, there actually were people in the comments who were really mean, calling him fat just because he doesn't have these like chiseled abs. So all Deji had to say in response to those people was,
and the ones also calling me a fat bitch. I appreciate it.
Alright you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. That was it for today. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new videos every single week. Alright, bye!